In this role, angels judge, devils feel, and humans pay the price. This is part 3, Genie Make a Wish, a K-drama that turns desire into damnation and somehow still makes you root for the devil. I'm Layla, and if you thought this story was about revenge, think again. Let's dive in. Eli, the Dark Angel, tries to convince Kelly that Iron, the genie, is her enemy, that he's the one who killed her. So, for her final wish, she should make something righteous. Kelly looks at him coldly. You're an angel, right? When that young boy and girl were dying, what were you doing? I was praying, of course. I'm God's warrior first, an angel second. Well, I'm a mechanic who beats up asshole like you. Back inside the lamp, Iron is in pain from all the burning of the hellfire. And it finally stops. He's trying to understand why the hourglass is flowing again and how to stop it before it consumes him. But he knows what he must do. He needs to make Kelly's last wish selfish. If she's corrupted, he wins. If she stays pure, he dies. So how can he win? Love. To make humans laugh, cry, and drive, and in the end, it destroys them. Iron tries to make Kelly laugh, showing up at her auto shop with ridiculous jokes, dumb antics, anything to charm her, but Kelly isn't amused. She's still haunted by the version of her past life. And then she says, when I died before, didn't you love me back then? Of course not. Can't you see how much I hate you now? I can't. You had it well. The look I saw was sorrow. She studies him. Only my grandma and Melanie ever look at me like that. They call it being cut very deep. At the supermarket, Susan rushes to work. She's late again. Her boss snaps. You've been a manager for 20 years and still can't get it right. Then, in front of everyone, they fire her on the spot. Susan snaps, throwing a fit, screaming, "This is my resignation." Meanwhile, Daniel, the dog turned human, is now a millionaire. His drivers look at him, petting him, because no matter how rich he seems, Daniel still acts like a dog. He is loyal, he looks lost, and he's so desperate for his master. Elsewhere, a YouTuber stumbles upon a notification on his phone. You have 3 wishes. He is drunk, frustrated by his low YouTube views, so he mutters, I wish something, anything, goes viral in this boring village. Maybe a true crime is in play. Then he blocks out. When he wakes up, he's in a dark forest. His phone is on, he's live. Wait, how am I streaming? How did I even get here? He trips and falls. The live chat goes wild. Check the ground. What is that? He digs. And he finds a skull. He screams, but before he can run, his wife calls him. Turn the camera back on. We're going viral. Back in town, Hannah, the banker, storms out to Kelly. You better tell everyone, give me that money, or I'll use my genie wish to kill you. Kelly doesn't even blink. You can kill me now, but if you do, all my money goes to my grandma. You'll get nothing. And even if you don't, you still lose, because I have a wish too, and I can wish all way. Hannah freezes. Kelly walks off. This is psychopath confidence. Undefeated. Meanwhile, Jack, the truck driver, finally finds the genie's lamp again. He rubs it and Iron appears. I want to go back 20 years. December 22nd, 10:40 p.m. Iron grunted. Jack is suddenly at a crime scene. The night he was calling the hair of a dead woman. He hears a sound. Somebody was there. He runs. His past self never saw her, but now he finally can see who it was. Turns out it was his own mother. Jack laughs hysterically. Of course, she'd never report me. Aaron looks at him with disgust, knowing corruption runs deep. Back at the lamp, Aaron reports everything to Kelly. He's close to winning the bet. But Kelly doesn't look very happy. because if she wins, he dies. Eli told her once, when the genie bows before a human, I'll be allowed to slay him. Out in the desert, Iron sits alone under a tree, thinking about how Kelly doesn't want to win. He shapes the sand into a flowing image of her. Every expression, every smirk, every time she looks at him. And then he finally realized, is he falling in love? The next morning, Soren screams and runs to find Eli and his servant Neva and Kelly. Iron is trapped, tied with a magical thread that can't be cut or broken. They fall asleep last night, which is a sign of Sean's power. Sean is a genie whose voice can put everyone to sleep, but the thread isn't his doing. How can it be broken? Kelly finds an unconventional way. She removes Iron's hand. But don't worry, a genie can reattach it easily. But only to find out she can actually easily remove the thread that nobody else can. Eli then leaves in a hurry. Iron follows. He questions about Sean's master and finds out it's a young boy who wouldn't die. And suddenly, Iron remembers the boy from Kelly's first wish. The child she wished to live a long, long life. But in Genie's terms, that means forever. This boy became immortal. On the other side of the town, the immortal boy gathers his team. In front of him stands Sean, the genie who puts everyone to sleep, still dressed in ancient robes. We'll call this immortal boy Cole. Cole says, "Why did you put everyone to sleep without my permission? And what did you do with the threads?" Sean hesitates. He actually left the thread behind on purpose. A message to Aaron. But this was part of Cole's plan all along. Cole says, I am tracking him. I want to become the master of the lamp, the only one who can cut those threads and lead all spirits. In Kelly's mind, fragments of memory flicker. She remembers a boy named Cole weaving threads. Testing the magical threads herself, she discovers that it only binds genies, not humans. And if binded by a genie, Kelly is the only one who can unbind it. And its once white color has turned black from blood. But whose blood? Could it be her own from a past life? Meanwhile, Jack, the truck driver, is smug. He's convinced he's gotten away with murder, and Kelly finds him and confronts him. I know it's you. I found the girl's hair stuck in the tail light and the same dye bottle in your truck. Jack says, why are you giving me this instead of going to the police? Because you and I are alike. Jack smiles until she adds, except I don't make mistakes. But maybe there's still a way for you to fix yours. Jack says, there is. Don't worry about that. Kelly realizes he's about to make his third wish and is ready to catch him in the act. To uncover more of the past and to keep everyone safe, Kelly brings Iron, Celine, Molly, and Soren back to Dubai. There, Iron and Kelly visit a vase said to hold a female genie. Her name is Kim. Kelly doesn't know who she's meeting, but Kim recognizes her instantly, which doesn't make sense. Kelly's past life ended when she was 8. Uncomfortable, Kelly leaves, especially after realizing Kim is Iron's ex. Iron stays behind, questioning Kim. He tells her about Sean and the magical threads. Kim says, Sean had a son, half human, half genie. The boy could make threads, but he died young because he can only live a mortal life. Iron says, then how did you recognize Kelly? She died as a child. What are you talking about? Because of her, you destroyed an entire city. And she stops herself. Oh, damn it. This must be 20 years guard sealed. Forget it. We never met. In the middle of Dubai stands a sword sealed in stone. No one has ever been able to lift it because it belonged to Iron. Back home, Susan walks into the supermarket. She's ready to make her final wish. Susan says, I wish you forget my first and second wish. The genie smiles. Your wish is my command. But nothing changed. Iron laughs. If a man once wished the same thing after 72 years and actually work, would I still remember the story and tell it to you? Inside the lamp, Kelly's voice is small. I guess I'm going to lose. Aaron says, it's okay. It's just one person. You still have others. And you still have your wish. You could just undo all this. No, I can't. Because then you will lose. She pauses and asks, but how come no one ever wishes for more wishes? Aaron goes silent. Kelly suddenly realized they forget, don't they? After the third wish, they lose all their memory of it. Of you. Yes. So, me too. But you'll remember me? Yes. On the 14th, Kelly goes hiking, her usual escape. At the edge of the cliff, Zach appears. Desperate and trembling from death, he asks, how many wishes do you have left? Kelly refuses to answer, realizing he's just a messenger. But in panic, Zach shoves her off the cliff, and she falls. Her life flashes before her eyes. Then Iron appears, catching her in midair. He asks angrily, did you really want to die? And Kelly says, so this is what fear feels like. But no, I didn't jump. Then why didn't you wish for me to save you? Because if I did, I'd forget you. Iron stares at her, furious, broken, lost. You're really a psychopath. The genie appeared before the university friend Zach and seized him by the neck. Please, please spare me, he begged. Iron glared. With these same hands that you push someone to their death, you're begging for your life? Then they soar high up in the sky and then plunge back down to earth. The crash shaking the ground like a volcano eruption, seen from miles away. And across the lake, Cole and his followers watched in silence. Suddenly, Eli appeared. With one strike, his power split the space apart, isolating everybody from the boy. He hit so hard, the boy's spirit flew right out of his body. You should be grateful she hasn't made her final wish, Eli said coldly. Her last final wish must be righteous. For my plan to work, Iron can never serve another master, even if his owner dies. I, Eli, the angel of death, will be his undoing. Iron went to visit his brother, the guardian of the Garden of Life, Brian. Did the forest seed bloom here in 1041? Iron asked quietly. When did its flower wither away? Brian smiled faintly. Ah, so you have come to fill the void in a memory. He told him a story. Long ago, Genie Sean met a boy with an immortal body, and Sean has a dying son. Rayon helped him exchange souls, and for that sin, he was punished. Since then, no soul has blessed his garden, but one foreign flower still blooms, tall and bright, while everything else has turned to dust. That flower belonged to Kelly. It almost wilted once, but after 20 years, it bloomed again. And Ira finally understood. His memories were erased because he had made a wish. At the workshop, Daniel returned with his driver, Dante, begging Iron for one last favor. I found my master, he said weakly, coughing blood. Please, turn me back into a dog. Dante panicked. Oh my god, are you okay? Why do you keep treating yourself like you're less than human? I have met plenty of people who act like dogs, but you are a good man. Daniel smiled faintly. It's okay. I don't need a hospital. When I'm gone, you can have everything I own. Iron hesitated. Are you sure you don't want to see them while you're still human? And asked if they ever look for you? Daniel shook his head. None of that matters. I just need to say goodbye to my little brother as Poppy. And so Daniel got turned back into a dog. He's waiting by the roadside for the family he once loved as every car passed him by. Driver Dante now becomes wealthy, but He doesn't remember what happened. He just had this instinct that somehow he once helped dogs. So whenever he sees a stray, he will stop, he will smile, give them a name, take them home, and give them a forever home. Eli, the dark angel, visits Grandma Una at her lunch shop. Grandma Una is still her younger self as Celine. He led her to a quiet corner and showed his wings. I'm an angel, he said softly, and your borrowed youth doesn't change your faith. When the plum blossoms next to your garden, you will die. Back at the bank, all the staffs bowed nervously. We're so sorry for everything, Miss Kelly. All your funds has been restored. And Kelly smiled coolly. Perfect. Then I would like to withdraw it, all of it, in cash. The request sent everyone into a panic. It was impossible to fulfill on the spot. And of course, the blame fell on Hannah. She's clenching her fists, furious that even her wish hadn't really gotten her what she wanted. Back inside the lamp, Kelly frowned at the strange scribble coverings on the walls. Aaron, what are all these? She asked. He blinked, confused. What scribbles? Kelly grabs a marker and traced over them herself. As the ink touches the walls, the words begin to glow. Iron read out loud softly. Even though I told you I'm a genie, you still wish on stars. No matter how many times I warned you, you kept wishing for me to do well. They realized these weren't just words, they were memories that had hidden from them. Now Jack, the truck driver, he is ready for his third wish. I want to go back, he said, to the night before I killed that girl. The blonde who broke my taillight. I want to fix everything. The world twisted and time rewound. Iron quickly visited Kelly of that timeline, slipping her a notebook from the future, which is the current time. One that explained everything. Armed with the truth and a baseball bat, she went to find Jack. So on the same roll, the blonde girl appeared again. Sorry, I forgot my phone, she said shyly. But Jack, who had already forgotten everything from his previous life after his third wish, stared at her in confusion and rage. He grabbed her, threw her. Her head hit the truck's taillight, the same one from Kelly's shot. Before he could do more, Kelly struck him down with a bat. The police arrived, arresting Jack. The girl survived and tearfully thanks Kelly. Iron watched silently, his gaze softening. Kelly frowned. Why are you looking at me like that? Are we supposed to be close in the future? He smiled faintly. I miss you. I'm gonna go back to you now. Back in the present, Iron appeared in Kelly's room. She's pretending to be asleep, and he smiles faintly. Do you really think you can fool me? Before she could make up an excuse, he leans closer and kissed her. I promise, he whispered. I define my lost memory. Kelly looked up. Of what? You, he said softly. Of all the words you traced on the lamp's walls, one kept appearing. Habiti. She blinked. What does that mean? He smiled. My love. And then he kissed her again. So Iron finally knows Kelly is the love that he once forgot. The memory runs so deep, it etched into his soul, carved into every wall of his lamp. But why were these memories sealed anyway? And this time, will their love end differently? What do you think? Is this a curse or a second chance? The finale will reveal everything. The past, the curse, and the final wish. Don't miss it.